This video is about how dangerous Haiti is and the biggest lesson that I learned from this trip to Haiti. Hello everyone, this video is about my trip to Haiti, one of the most dangerous countries in the world. The first time I read about Haiti was in the book called The World's Worst Travel Destination, and Haiti was the second in the list. When I started doing a bit more research about it, I found out that in Haiti they don't speak English. There is also a lot of black magic practice, also called as voodoo. There seems to be a very high crime rate, and the country has a lot of natural disaster. So obviously I wanted to go there for a holiday. When I told my friends that I had booked a holiday to Haiti, they all told me not to go there, telling me that I will get killed in Haiti. I spoke to my friends, a couple who have traveled over 100 countries, what they thought about Haiti or if they have been to Haiti. They replied, "We have been to over 100 countries, but we haven't been to Haiti. Maybe when you come back, you can tell us about Haiti and what it was like." I was a little bit concerned because I haven't heard anything good about Haiti from any of my friends or family that I spoke to. The Rastafarian that I was staying with in Jamaica told me that don't go to Haiti because you will get killed. The British journalist that I met in Turk and Caicos over a few drinks, as I was about to leave, told me, "Mate, you seem like a nice guy. I hope I'll see you alive one day." This is when I thought, you can die anywhere in the world. You could walk outside your house in the street and get hit by a car and die. So if I was going to die in Haiti, then I'm going to be dying in Haiti. I was waiting at the airport to board the flight to reach Cape Haitian when the guy who was sitting beside me had a chat about where I was going, and I told him that I was going to Haiti. He warned me not to go there because it's not safe. As I boarded the flight, the air hostess looked a little bit confused. She reconfirmed with me if I was going to Haiti. I said yes, I am going to Haiti, and then she welcomed me on board. I got to my seat and the guy who was beside me just stared at me. I smiled at him when I sat beside him and he stared at me. I said, "How are you?" He just looked at me and all he asked me was, "Why are you going to Haiti?" I told him I was going on a holiday. I wanted to travel in Haiti and have a look around. He asked me if I have any friends in Haiti. I said yes. It was a lie. He asked me if I was having anyone coming to pick me up. I said yes again. Another lie. On hearing this, he decided to go to sleep. I was a little bit concerned of his behavior, but hey, so what? During the entire flight, I was thinking how I was going to survive in Haiti. I spoke very basic French, and in Haiti, people spoke Creole and French, so I thought I should be able to get by. The flight reached Haiti, and I went to the immigration office. I was the only one in the foreigners queue. The immigration officer asked me if I was working with the UN, and I told, "No, monsieur, je suis un touriste." "No, sir, I'm a tourist." And his response to that was, and I'm not kidding, that wasn't helping me at all. I walked out of the airport and the crowd around the airport overwhelmed me. For a second, I did not know what I was going to do there. I started questioning my decision to come to Haiti. I did not understand a single word being spoke by the people around me. The place was packed. I started worrying. I did not know what to do. I was panicking. I wondered if I should just go back to the airport, book a different flight, and get out of Haiti when I had a tap on my shoulder. I turned around and it was the same guy who was sitting beside me in the flight. "Where are your friends?" he demanded. I'm just waiting for them. They are on the way." I lied again because I wasn't sure what his intention was. He walked away and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. Probably about 5 minutes later, he came back and asked me, "Where are your friends? Are your friends coming or not?" I admitted, "I don't know if they are coming." And he asked me to follow him. So I followed him. What the worst can happen? He took me to a taxi, spoke with the guy, and then he asked me for the address where the hostel was where I was going to stay. Spoke to the taxi guy in Creole, and then asked me to get in the taxi, and then he told me it'll cost only $10 to get to the hostel and not to pay any more. He gave me his phone number. He told me to give him a call if there was any trouble. I was very surprised. This wasn't what I thought was going to happen. I thanked him for everything that he did. I did not know if just saying thanks was enough. I got on the taxi and I got to the hostel without any problem. I was still shocked and surprised of what had happened. I met another girl who had just reached there the previous day. I was having a chat with her and she said she hated Haiti. She told me that people were all being very rude to her. They yelled at her when she went shopping and tried to bargain with them. Anyway, I thought I should go for a wander and see Haiti for myself. I had the map with me, so I followed the map and went to the market nearby. I started speaking in my broken French and the little Creole that I knew. People were so friendly. We chatted and laughed, even though we had a language barrier. They appreciated that I made an effort to speak the language, and I appreciated that they took the time to speak to me very slowly so that I could understand. Many locals thought I was Mexican, and every time when I said I'm Indian, they were surprised. It looked like they haven't seen many Indians travel there before. So people invited me to have a chat or a coffee. People said not to go out at night, whereas I was walking out at night, eating the local food with the locals. People were just curious to find out what I was doing there. The guys wanted to know more about where I come from. The girls wanted to know more about where I was going to be traveling. I met some really wonderful people. I made some really great friends. What I realized from this trip was most of the people who told me that Haiti was a dangerous country has never been to the country. They did not know what the reality of the country was. The people of Haiti are just living a normal life as you and me, making a living like you and me. Indeed, they do have their hardship. They've had many earthquakes. They had a really bad government. There was a massacre years ago. The UN is constantly involved in aiding the country. It is indeed scary to see armed officers with guns in front of banks. Yes, when you're traveling there, you have to be a little bit street smart. You don't want to flash your expensive jewelry or walk around flashing your expensive mobile phones. But you would be careful in any other country too. It doesn't matter wherever you go, there are bad people all around the world. But you soon realize that it is a very small number of people. So, do I want to go back to Haiti? Definitely. Will I recommend Haiti to all my friends who love traveling? I will indeed. Haiti has absolutely amazing places to visit. The beaches are beautiful. There are many historic buildings and forts. Haiti has a very rich history and culture. The people are very proud of their country. In my opinion, Haiti has a high potential to become a beautiful country in the Caribbean islands, if only the government would spend money in the infrastructure. The travel in Haiti for me is one of my most memorable travel experiences. The biggest lesson that I learned from my trip to Haiti is when you want to do anything in your life, don't ask people who haven't done it before. Whether it's to start a business, change your career, try an adventure, or even traveling to a new country. Because your friends and your family, they might have good intention and might try to protect you and tell you incorrect information. But if you want to do something, speak to someone who has already done it or is currently doing it. They will be the best people to speak to, not the ones who haven't done it and yet tell you not to do it. If you like this video, make sure to click on the like button and share it with your friends. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure that you click the subscribe button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm.